Welcome back to Jaja's Atelier. Right now it's June the 9th, but by the time y'all see this, it'll be June the 10th. I can't believe it's June already. We're 6 months into the new year. It's not quite so new. What did I do for the week? Work was crazy as fuck. It's been really busy. The new season has my 9 to 5 shit picking up like crazy. I celebrated after I wrapped episode 1. I headed straight to Richmond to party with my sis, my girl, Shannon. We had a hell of a time, as you can see on the screen. We were listening to like all the Ratchet songs, you know, my coochie pink, my booty home brown, you know. A lot of 21 Savage. My girl, she loves her some 21 Savage. We went out, we had drinks. And then we just went back to her house with our brother Desmond and a few other people, and we just had a ball. You know, we turned up a little bit. We did a little on the reefer tip. You know, we had just the best time. It was a quick trip, but I enjoyed it. I was glad I was able to celebrate with my girl. Also, huge shout out. I can't believe I'm saying this. My goddaughters, my oldest goddaughter. Shout out to you, Zanaya Stovall. My baby is going to the high school next year. I can't believe it. And then my youngest baby, shout out to the Queen Bee, honey, Miss Elena Stovall, honey. She's going to the middle school. Hey, Queen. So let's get into these hot topics. Okay, we have a lot to cover. Gabriella Hearst is leaving Chloe, allegedly. Angelina Jolie is starting her own fashion brand. I don't know how I feel about that. And all the wardrobe secrets from HBO Max's new hit show, The Idol. Everybody's been raving about it. I got a chance to see it this week, so let's get into it. So first round, we're going to start with Gabriella Hearst leaving Chloe. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, I talked about it a little because the streets have been buzzing about this all week. I talked about it a little bit, but I wanted to save most of my diatribe for the show. Honestly, like I said earlier this week, I feel like a lot of these creative directors of these houses are staying a little too long. Like, we need to put a cap on how long they stay. If this news is true, as we know, Gabriella Hearst has her own namesake brand, which I love. Now, I left you guys at a cliffhanger in my stories when I chatted about it earlier this week after work. Is Gabriella Hearst my favorite at Chloe? No. I miss those super high glamorous days of Chloe. I remember, you know, the legendary Karl Lagerfeld was the creative director for Chloe for a long time. Also, the Genius, one of my favorite, which designer isn't my favorite, for crying out fucking loud? But I do love Stella McCartney. I love fashion with a message. She's all about, you know, taking care of Mother Earth, treating the place that we live with respect and not using such harsh chemicals and non-reusable fabric. She repurposes a lot. And, you know, that is important when we're talking about what we just talked about in Canada on the news with the sky being piss fucking yellow. So, you know, I say all that to say, I love Gabriella Hearst as a designer. I don't think she did a great job for her 3 years at Chloe, but at Chloe, she's not my favorite. She's been there for 3 years. I talked about it. I said, a lot of these designers, they stay just a little too long. And I feel like this is the season in fashion. Listen, fashion is forever changing, but I also feel like this season, these last couple of years, we've seen a lot of designer shakeups. Jeremy Scott just left Moschino, and he's been there for a long time. I have no idea who's going to replace him. No word yet, even if Gabriella Hearst is really leaving Chloe. I hope she does. I kind of hope she does. Who would even come after her at Chloe? I have no idea. I have no idea who should leave. Who should be her runner-up after? I don't know. She's been there. I feel like 3 years is a long fucking time. I feel like maybe designers shouldn't stay any longer than 5 years, and then you move on. Unless you have your own namesake brand. Of course, a lot of designers have their own namesake brands. You know, Tom Ford was the king of Gucci for years, and also YSL, but he ended up with his own namesake brand, which he just sold. But I just feel like, you know, as artists, as creatives, you're forever evolving. And how many shows can you create for a fashion house that's not yours? You know, Chloe is not, she doesn't own the rights to Chloe. You know, she works for the house of Chloe, essentially. So, you know, how much more could she possibly give after 3 years if this is true? I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave some suggestions. My real fashion girls and boys, leave some suggestions as to who could follow after Gabriella Hearst at Chloe. I have a good one. Bianca Sanders. I think Bianca Sanders is actually a menswear designer. She's a black woman. She's a menswear designer from England, Great Britain, whatever you want to call it, the UK. And I think she would be a good fit. I really think, well, damn, brainstorm, bitch. I really think she would be a good fit over there. I really think she would give her own spin on the aesthetic, which is the House of Chloe. So, yeah. More on that. That story is still developing. We don't even really know. Gabriella Hearst has not made an announcement whether she's leaving or not. So we don't even know if it's true. But it would be a nice shakeup. It would be. It really would be a nice shakeup, though. Anyway, okay, so you guys know that Lily Rose Depp and The Weeknd just made a huge splash for HBO Max with this new drama scripted series entitled The Idol. And I got a chance to watch it. You guys know, I know a lot of you that really know me, are like, bitch, you watching a scripted TV? Like, it ain't reality. Now, you know, if it's not Housewives, an old Lifetime movie, softcore Shannon Tweed porn, you know, from back in the day, or Golden Girls, 90210, or Baywatch, Jaja's not watching it. Like, I don't really get into the new TV, but listen, it is everything. Now, my prime, middle school, high school, was the early 2000s. This show definitely gives that vibe. Lily Rose Depp really surprised me. If you don't know, Lily Rose Depp is a supermodel. She's also the daughter of iconic supermodel Kate Moss and iconic legendary actor Johnny Depp. So I was kind of skeptical about it. I was like, can this girl even act? But she's giving. She's giving. The Weeknd, I've never really seen him act either. I just thought the whole thing, just hearing about it before I saw it, I thought it was just kind of fucking random. I was like, okay, The Weeknd and Lily Rose, okay, whatever. But after watching, I have to say, it's very dark. Critics are saying, you know, it's misogynistic, it's this, it's that. In one scene, she goes, you know, he's giving me kind of like a rapey vibe. And the other girl was like, I kind of like it. And people were like, oh my God, me too, stop. And I'm just like, listen, it's a show. It's not real. It is based off of, you know, the darker side of the music industry. Lily Rose Depp plays a pop star that ends up being trapped with The Weeknd, who his name in the movie, the show is Tidro, and hers is Jocelyn. And she plays a pop star, and he is a cult leader, kind of like this Svengali, if you will. And it's a lot of sexual stuff. It's freaky, you know. Her wardrobe was everything. Let me get my notes. The wardrobe. Listen, like I said, I was raised, you know, from middle school to high school was the early 2000s. All the aesthetics from that time is coming back around. And the costume designer, Natasha Newman Thomas, girl, you killed this. If you see this, please, can we have my people call your people so I can get an interview with you, because the costumes on Lily Rose Depp it was giving me Britney Spears from back in the day. Just all the elements that those artists gave back in the day. The bubblegum pop, the Christina Aguileras, the Madonnas, the Destiny's Childs, the Christina Milians, even though she's not my favorite. But she was a part of that era. You know, it just gave. She said in an interview with E! News reportedly that she really wanted to capture that dark, mysterious factor from those times, because, you know, the internet wasn't popping like it is now. You would be hard pressed to know really what these girls were wearing back then. And there was a mystique about these girls until the internet hit and ruined it all. While I'm on the internet. But I loved the satin red robe. It was this white dress that she wore I really loved. It was really a brilliant combo of indie sleaze with that bubblegum pop early 2000s factor. And the way she kind of fused it together. I've never quite seen two totally different sides of the spectrum come together so seamlessly. So huge shout out to her. With the way the show is going and the way people are complaining, I don't know if it's going to really last. I hope it does, because I'm really enjoying it. This is how TV was back in the day, especially on HBO. HBO is known for pushing boundaries and you know, getting people riled up. That was HBO back when I was coming up. HBO is where you went to go see the nasty stuff. So if you don't want to see the nasty stuff, keep your ass off of HBO Max. Okay, Kim Catrall is on the cover of what magazine is this? I had to pull out my notes. I forgot. It's been a long week. Okay, so she's on the cover of the Sunday Times Style, photographed by Christian Soraya and styled by Lucy Gaskin. She's wearing full Schiaparelli and Wolford tights. Now, if you haven't heard by now, let me break it to you first. So, apparently, Kim Cattrall is coming back to Sex and the City in the form of their new series, And Just Like That. I was excited when I first heard about it. I'm like, okay, good. Our girl is back. I love Just Like That, but we miss Samantha. Like, it's just not the same. I love the show. I really do. I love the fashions from the show. All the girls look great. Even in their 50s, age ain't nothing but a number, honey. And these girls are given, these women, excuse me. But it would be nice to see Samantha back. And I was excited until I read a report that she will only be on for one episode. And reportedly, allegedly, because I'm not trying to get sued because I ain't got no money. Reportedly and allegedly, she's not even filming with the other girls. Why do y'all play with us like that? Like, why even have her back if she's not even going to interact with the other girls? We want to see her fabulous fashions. We want to see her and her fabulous life and, you know, her PR world. We miss that element of Sex in the City. And the other girls that they brought in, like one of my favorite beauties, Miss Nicole Ari Parker. Yeah, she's great on the show, but she ain't Samantha. Why do y'all play with us like this? Like, I love you, but I love me more. We need Samantha back. Come the fuck on. Now they're saying that she pulled up to the set. She was not on the call sheet at all. In the acting world, the call sheet is the schedule for the day. You need to know who's on that call sheet. Ain't nobody getting on this motherfucking set if your name is not on that call sheet. She allegedly she was in a blacked out van or SUV and just pulled up and popped out and did her thing and left. And I guarantee y'all, don't look for her in episode 1 of season 2. They are going to drag it out. She probably, I'm quite sure, and I let me set up the scene for y'all. It's gonna be Kerry Washington at the bodega, you know, probably in some insane, crazy, sparkly outfit that we all are gonna die for, and she's gonna be looking over real dramatic, and the music will be playing, and there's Samantha walking across the street, looking fabulous, probably wearing Dion Lee. And she's going to say, Samantha. And Samantha won't hear her. And she'll walk on. And that's going to be it. And that's probably going to be episode 9 of season 2. I'm telling you, that's exactly what the fuck is going to happen. That's my personal opinion. And I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. Because that's not right. We love Samantha and we want Samantha back. We really do. Samantha, work it out with SJP and just come back to the goddamn show. Reinventing Samantha. Samantha Who is on that's what the headline on the cover of the magazine is. Samantha Who. Samantha Who needs to get the fuck back on the show. That's who. Angelina. So Angelina Jolie is adding designer to her resume. People are ready. They're like excited about it. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of over like the collab collections, unless it's like two houses merging together, kind of like what Donatella Versace did with Kim Jones and Fendi. You know, I would love to see a Chanel Versace collab collection, especially after seeing Anne Hathaway at the Met Gala. Woo! Gives me chills just thinking about it. Apparently, the name of her new fashion brand is going to be Atelier Jolie, or Jolie Atelier. Let me tell you something. Angelina Jolie is a beautiful woman. She's an iconic, timeless beauty. She has worn some iconic gowns in the past. But I don't see her as a fashion girl. I was really surprised when I heard this. And I don't know how the clothes are going to turn out. The first collection is going to be debuting soon. I don't know the exact date, but she is collaborating with Gabriella Hearst, and it's going to be a collab collection with Chloe. It's going to be a capsule collection. Excuse my lisp. It's going to be a capsule collection, and I guess we'll see. We'll see what it's given. We'll see what it's given. I mean, her day-to-day style to me is very easy breezy. I'm sure it's going to be very business chic, very business casual, because that's how I see her. She's always in a pair of slacks, a cool tank top. And I mean, we could just go to Target for that, sis. Like, okay. But I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. Everybody has the right to express their artistry in whatever form they choose. So we'll see. We'll see what it gives. We'll see what it brings. Hopefully it's not boring. So yeah, also, before we wrap up today's episode, a huge congratulations to editor-at-large of British Vogue, Mr. Edward Enninthal. I love you so much. I'm a huge fan of this man. He is a legend in the fashion game and has broke down so many barriers for people of color in this industry. Because let's be real, as open as fashion may like, as the fashion world may like you to think that it is, I have learned in my years of studying and going to school and things like that, that it's not. It's not. It can sometimes be a very cruel, classist, and egregious place. And the fact that this man has made it this far, he is stepping down from his role, unfortunately, though, at British Vogue. But he will be the global creative and cultural advisor for Vogue and also British Vogue. No word yet on who will replace him. I could think of a few people. It definitely needs to be a person of color. It definitely needs to be, maybe, if not a person of color, somebody from the LGBT community. It is Pride Month. Happy Pride. We're here. We're queer. And if you don't like it, go scratch. But yeah, I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head. I would say Gabriella Johnson, but she's busy at Vogue. And I feel like if Anna Wintour ever stepped down, that's who I would want over there in her spot. Gabriella Johnson. I think American Vogue would be a lot more fun with Gabriella Johnson in Anna's spot. But I respect Anna Wintour. Anna Wintour, if you need a host for the Met Gala, call me, girl. But I respect Anna, but I definitely think, like I said, some of these job titles need a cutoff date. Like, it's been years now, and she's contributed so much to Vogue and to fashion. But I want to see what somebody else has to offer. Is that wrong? Is it wrong? I hope I'm not coming off disrespectful, but that's just how I feel about it. Anyway, that's today's show. Next week, you know what we forgot to talk about? I forgot to talk about Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey, you are doing the goddamn thing. I love that you didn't take the same route as your sister and turn into the Queen of Thoughtlandia, even though it's nothing wrong with a little thotty, yada, 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 yada. But I like her and her fashions for the premiere. Though I didn't like all of them, they were consistent and she looked beautiful. She really did. The movie, I haven't got a chance to see the movie yet. I'm going to go see it. I promise I'm going to go see it. But they said they spent $150,000 on her hair alone. What the fuck kind of hair was that? Anyway, spend your coins the way you want to spend your coins. Her hair looked beautiful in the movie from the clips I've seen. But I mean, $150,000. Y'all are overdoing it with the hair now. Woo! Reportedly, the hairstylist on the set of the movie that works on Halle said that, they had to do, she has dreadlocks, so they did lock extensions, but because, she was underwater for some of the scenes, they couldn't keep reusing the hair. So that's why the bill racked up so high, reportedly. That's what I heard from TGIF, child. But, yeah, that was our show. I had fun with you guys. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We will be talking about some of the glitz and glam of London Fashion Week. Reportedly, London Fashion Week has just kicked off today. And also, we will have a special guest bringing you some of her favorite skincare and makeup items from her line at none other than Mary Kay. And also a behind-the-scenes look at the wardrobe for my latest project. my short fashion film and editorial entitled A Scorned Survivor, based off the role that Angela Bassett played in Waiting to Exhale. Bernadine, no, it'd be better if you were black. You're the motherfucking improper influence. Love that movie. So stay tuned next week. I can't wait to see you guys. Ciao.